Can you see anything? I can see people, they look like trees to me, but they are walking about. Can we see clearly? Often as Christians, we think we're seeing something and we think we see it clearly. We can see a situation and think this is the right thing, or this is the wrong thing. This is what we need to say in this situation. This is what we need to do in this situation. I wonder what St. James, the community that St. James was writing to, I wonder what happened to get a first reading like we had today. To remind everybody not to be so quick to judge and not to be so quick to speak. That when we see something, sometimes we can jump to conclusions very, very quickly. James is reminding this community in this first reading quite strongly, really, when you think about it. He's telling them, you can't be quick to speak because the tongue is very sharp and it can have great impact and destruction. I'd love to see all of the stories of what James had heard before he wrote this letter today. And this is a sin and a struggle that many of us can have, including myself at times, where we can jump ahead and our tongue, our speech can be destructive. And James is reminding us in this first reading that first of all we need to listen to the word of God, but then we need to keep it as well. Let's not just jump to conclusions. We need to be seeing clearly. And to seeing clearly, we need to not just see with the eyes of a Christian, we need to see with the eyes of God, with the mercy and the love of God. And then we should speak and act with that mercy as well. And it's a struggle. I'm sure it was a struggle for the community, for that early church community. Not everybody was on board 100% straight away, and that's very much the case now as well. Some people are completely 100% committed to the way of being a saint, and there are some who are probably a bit half there, or maybe a little bit less at times. And James is reminding us today that we're called to listen to the word of God, but to see and to act with love and mercy in all that we do. So I encourage us all, including myself today, to not just see and suddenly think we've worked everything out. Let us look and then look again and look with the eyes of God, the eyes of God's mercy and love. It needs sometimes a bit of additional effort. Here we have the blind man not being able to see. First of all, he gets some healing, and what can he see? He can see things that look like trees that are walking about. If we're honest, sometimes that's what human beings can be. They might be trees, they might be things of nature, they might even be animals at times. But our eyes need to be more opened to recognizing and perceiving not just what we see and we think we should say, but let us see and speak with the love and the mercy of God. This is the challenge for all of us. For all Christians, this is what James put forward as our first reading. Let us see and let's speak with the love and the mercy of God.